You guys know what they say, the bigger the hoops, the bigger the... Wait, where's the belly? The bigger the... Hey guys, welcome back. So today is a very exciting day for me, you guys, because it is Details by Tati Day, okay? I did tell you guys, if you guys saw my anti-haul video, I'll link it up here. I was not gonna pick these up, not for any reason other than they're a little pricey, okay? They're a little pricey, but Elver decided to get all 3 sets for me. So I do have all of the brushes. I've got the face brushes, I got the eye brushes, we got the specialty set, we got the expansion, we got all the sets, we have everything. And I am so excited to go through this with you guys. I do watch Tati Westbrook like pretty much every single time she uploads a video. I'm not gonna lie to you, okay? I just feel like she's so informative and she does so many reviews and she does a lot of videos and I'm interested. So when she came out with this, I was definitely interested. And I feel like these brushes, when you look at them, they look very different. They don't look like just your run-of-the-mill brush. So they definitely intrigued me. She did obviously previously have Tati Beauty, which she ended up having her Textured Neutrals palette, volume 1 through there, which I used to have before I decluttered it. But she closed that brand down. Now she's opening Details by Tati. And according to her, from her mouth, this is not going to close anytime soon. It is just like something that is only going to grow and expand. So this is her first launch, which I love eyeshadow brushes, you guys. I don't love face brushes as much, but like an eyeshadow brush, it always gets me. So I'm excited this is her first launch. So if you guys want to see what my thoughts are on Details by Tati brushes, then please just keep on watching. But wait, you are not safe if you're not already subscribed to me yourself. I post sometimes when I can. I do my best, as we all should. And I feel like you're gonna be here when I do. If you like beauty, you like makeup, you like luxury, you like any of that, I feel like this is definitely where you're gonna be. So you should subscribe if you're not already. And you should follow me over on Instagram if you're not already. It's just a Katie Danger. I post every single day over there. Every day there is some makeup of the day, outfit of the day, a reel, some random shit on stories. Okay, it's just a lot, okay? Post a lot over there, so you should follow me over there if you're not already. And with all that out of the way, let's jump into the video. It is time, guys. I have all 3 of the Details. I just hit the mic, I'm so sorry. I have all 3 of the Details by Tati brush sets in here. This is what the box looks like. Oh look, there's little care instructions. I thought that was my receipt this whole time. It says care instructions: to protect the integrity and performance of your brushes, never submerge them in water or alcohol. Avoid cleaners that contain alcohol, which can damage delicate fibers. Use a waterless, alcohol-free brush cleaner to lift surface oils, makeup residue, and dirt. Gently wipe the brush against a clean towel or tissue. That says to do that daily or weekly. Then it says weekly or monthly. Apply a small amount of mild shampoo, soap, or brush cleanser to the palm of your hand. Or, I'm so sorry, I'm out of breath, by the way. You guys know I'm 7 months pregnant now, and it's getting worse every time. Every time I come here to film, it's just worse and worse. It says to use the mild shampoo, soap, or brush cleanser in the palm of your hand and swirl the brush in circular motions. Rinse thoroughly until the water runs clear. Pat dry with a clean towel. Lay flat to dry. Okay, so basically that's how you want to wash any brushes. That's regular. I don't wash my brushes, but that sounds so nasty. Elver washes my brushes, guys. But I do it only the weekly/month, or he does it only the weekly/monthly way. That's the way that I taught him how to do it. We don't do the waterless alcohol-free brush cleaner thingy daily. Like, we don't do that. We just use Dawn dish soap probably once every like 3 weeks or so. So we have the specialty set, expansion set, and essentials set. So this is exactly how it's gonna come when you order it. So this one specifically is the specialty, but it's gonna say which brush set it is. Something about me is that I'm obsessed with eye brushes. I don't really give a crap about face brushes because for like most of the steps on my face, I use a beauty blender anyways. So face brushes don't do anything for me. So to me, the fact that they come in a set like this is kind of a downside, like, because I don't actually care about all of these brushes. These 4 brushes I don't care about. Like, I really would only care about those 3, you know? And that's the same for all of them. They all come with face and eye brushes. It does have on the back, I guess, what the shape of the brushes are. Are those different for each set? Yeah, they're different for each set. So that's exciting. So this one is the specialty set. So this is what it comes looking like. You basically have brushes on either side, which is kind of cool. I have to say, this like whole aesthetic looks very similar to her palette, and mine do say first edition. So I think the names of the brushes correspond to like what the the set is, right? So this is the specialty set. So they're all going to start with SP. These are all the brushes that come in the specialty set. This one is the SP4, SP3, SP5, SP2. I was covering it literally myself. SP1, SP7, which is probably going to be my favorite brush in the entire set. SP6, which I just don't even know how to utilize in any way. Now I'm going to go into the expansion set. So this is what the brushes are supposed to look like. This brush right here specifically is very interesting to me because they're in the expansion set. They're all labeled EX yada yada. So this one is EX5. This is the EX2. This could also be maybe a blush brush or like a contour brush maybe, depending on how you contour, I guess. EX4, which is the one that I'm just so interested in this. I don't know what I'm going to do with this, but it just looks so cool. Like, look at that. Then we have EX1, which is just like the fattest fan brush I've ever seen. This I think would also be really cool for contouring. EX3, which I feel like also actually could be. I don't know. EX6, which basically looks like this brush. Been like a little teeny tiny baby version. Like, how cute is that? EX7, which I will most likely not use because it's just an angled brush. I don't know what the purpose behind any of these brushes are, just so it's clear. I don't intend to use them for what you're telling me to use them for because I just don't do that. I'm going to do whatever I feel like doing. I'm going to look at a brush and say, yeah, I could use that for that. And then that's what I'm going to use it for. So next is the Essentials kit, which I think is just kind of like the main one. This is what the brushes in this one looks like. I know this is like her favorite brush because I saw her video and she was very much like, yeah, that brush gets me going. This is the ES4. This one's the ES3. Then there's the ES5, which is just kind of like a shader brush. This one is the one that I'm definitely not going to use. This one's the ES7, which is an angled brush. The ES7 has longer bristles and is kind of longer this way. This one, EX7, is a very, very slim. And also, the ES7 has a spoolie on the other side. This is the ES1. It's gigantic. Then is the ES6, which I feel like that's cute for like also maybe outer corner work, even lower lash line work. And then the one that Tati is like crazy about is the only double-sided one besides the one with the spoolie, obviously. This is the ES2. I don't even know how I'd explain this. It's like the thinnest little, I don't even know. Just so thin. And then you have like a foundation brush, like a kabuki type of brush on the other side. She uses this to kind of pick up the foundation and like place it on. And then she'll use this side to buff it in. For my primer, I'm going to use the Hygen Energizing and Hydrating Primer Serum from Natasha Denona. This is my first time using this. My skin is super dry because of the pregnancy. So hopefully, oh my God. Wait, hello, glass skin, how are you? For my foundation, I'm going to be trying out this Beauty Creations Stay Matte Foundation because the way that I work is I need to do hydrating primer, matte foundation, or matte primer, hydrating foundation. I'm going to use it with the ES2 brush. I'm going to take this super thin side of the brush and just place it on the skin. Apparently this is supposed to save you so much money because you're using a lot less foundation than like you typically would. I'm going to take the other side and I guess start going in circular motions. Is that how people do this? Right? That was fine. I don't know. It didn't blow me away like the application. I feel like that kind of took a good amount of time. Why is my forehead like so gigantic? That's crazy. I don't think that made me waste any less product at all. I don't think the finish is like particularly spectacular. I just think it's fine, you know? If anything, I feel like maybe I prefer a beauty blender application still. Let me do my brows off camera because I use a brow pen for that. I don't use any brush, so like you don't need to see that. And then we'll be back. Okay, so the brows are done. Are they gorgeous? I'm gonna say no, but they're done. So now we're going to prime the eyes, I'm using the Urban Decay Eden Primer Potion. This one kind of resembles what I would use normally for my eyeshadow primer. This one's the the SP5. Maybe I'll do one eye at a time just to like really focus on what I'm doing. Oh, that's a nice brush for that. Wait, I'm gonna do that again. That took me 3 seconds. That was really good. I like that so much. I have to get it right here because you know the mold be molding. Okay, here we go. Watch. Are you ready? Freaking 3. Look at it. Look at how good it blends. It's just so pleasant. It's so soft. It covers so much surface area and it evens it out really, really well. Me gusta eso. You know, I gotta quote Anthony Santos. I'm gonna take the Danessa Myricks Beauty Lightwork Volume 7 Freedom Palette. I just got this in the mail like right now. And I just can't wait. I can't wait. This brush is a little big, I feel. I feel like it's a little big, right? I think I'm gonna do something green. I just don't know what yet, but I'm gonna start with this shade here. Oh, they have names. Toasted? I think that's Toasted. And I'm gonna use the EX5. Well, that definitely applies darker than it looks in the pan. That's for sure. For like a first application in the crease, that's not a bad brush actually at all. I wouldn't say it's revolutionary, but I would say it did what it needed to do. The next color I'm gonna do is Rooted, which is this color here. I mean, listen, like you knew I was gonna, I feel like you knew that. So I'm gonna take that with the ES4 and I'm gonna kind of focus that a little bit more in the direct crease and the outer V. Maybe I should have just went in with that and that's it, you know, like instead of using the original shade. I definitely prefer the shape of this one over the other one. The other one maybe kind of distributes just like a little too much, you know? I like how it is kind of more focused, but then at the same time, it can blend, you know? I'm gonna use this brush. This is the ES5, which is just like a little shader brush. So I'm gonna grab my Anastasia Glitter Adhesive. Don't look at it too long, it's very dirty. And I'm gonna use that plus this brush. I'm gonna put it on probably like the first, like the inner half of my eye. And then I think I'm gonna go into this green here, which is called Enchanted, and put it right. Oh my gosh, that's so beautiful. What the hell? That looks exactly how it looks in the pan. That is gorgeous. That's how I feel. I am gonna go into the black, obviously, because you know who I am and you know what I do, right? This is the EX6. I'm just gonna grab the black eyeshadow, which is called, is that Grounded? And I wanna apply that. Oh my gosh. Okay, okay, that eyeshadow is like really freaking black. Like, which I'm not complaining about. And I like this brush, by the way, a lot for the outer V. I feel like it's staying exactly where I need it to be. It's not going too high into the crease. I'm gonna grab the ES4 that we were using previously with the same exact color just to blend the edges here. I'm gonna be very careful not to blend the black too high. Then I'm gonna do the same color, I have to show you the color, okay, this color. And I'm gonna use the same exact brush and use that as like kind of to blend the shimmer and the black very slightly. I don't wanna put a lot of this. I just wanna make sure it's not a super harsh transition. What I'm gonna do is a wing. So what I do, so I'm using my Sephora High Precision Eyeliner in black just to do a quick, hopefully a quick wing, hopefully. I don't think I've ever in my entire life put concealer on with a brush, ever. My wing, like, don't even ask me about it. Don't ask me because I won't tell you, because I don't know my damn self. Hourglass.
Girl, what is the name of this?
The Hourglass concealer in Suede 6.6. That's what we're going to use. And we're going to use this brush, which is the EX4. I'm just going to do one eye for now and see like how that takes me, you know? So taking it, oh my God. Wait, that's not bad. Wait, you wait one sec. That was not bad. I mean, honestly, I'm probably still Team Beauty Blender, but that was not bad. That was not bad at all. Like, I'm not mad about that. I'm patting it kind of like I would with my Beauty Blender. I do feel like I like the Beauty Blender's finish a little more, and I feel like it's a little more seamless. I think this took a little bit longer than a Beauty Blender would have, but I'm not mad about it. I'm really not. Let me just grab my powder. It's the Huda Beauty Easy Bake and Peach Pie. And I'm just gonna apply that with the exact same brush. Oh my God, I've made a mess. Oh, what a disaster. For my powder, I also prefer the Beauty Blender, for sure. Without a question. Can I clean up this powder now without making an even bigger mess? Find out next time on Dragon Ball Z. The answer was no. The answer was no. You don't have to wait till the next episode. That was bad. I'm going to take my Melt Slick Waterline eye pencil in Cacao, which is just a brown eye pencil, and run that in my waterline. I feel like I've been doing a lot of black recently, and I'm just not in the mood for that right now. I feel like the only lower lash line appropriate brush is really this one, which is the ES6. I guess I'm going to use that, and I'm going to take the Rooted color. I'm just going to smudge this, I guess. This is kind of big. Like, I don't know that this is the size that I usually use for my lower lash line. I feel it's blending out really beautifully. And I also usually go in with like 2 distinct eyeshadows on the lower lash line at least. Whereas here I feel pretty good with just that one. That's nice. I will say it's going to give you a smoky effect on your lower lash line for sure. But since that's what I like, and that's what I do anyways, you know, I kind of missed a spot right here. Here's where we're a little screwed, right? I don't have anything for my inner corner. Is this an inner corner highlight brush? That's huge. I usually use the tiniest little brush for my inner corner. I'm going to take the smaller of the angled brushes, which I would normally never do this, but because we're doing this video, this is what we're doing. This is the EX7, and I think I'm going to go into this shade here, which is Golden Child, and I'm just going to apply it on the inner corner, kind of wrapping it. Actually, it doesn't look that different from the color on my lid. Let's contour. Let's do that. I think I want to use this gigantic brush to, I mean, it's so big though. I don't know. I think it'll work. This is the MAC powder blush in Blunt. I used to use this all the time as my contour. Did that do anything? I mean, I see the product on the brush. Hopefully you guys can see it. It's hard to see because the bristles are, there we go. The bristles are black, but it's definitely there. Okay, right? It's not too harsh. Like, I feel like that other one was gonna be really harsh. This one is kind of a lot softer. I like this brush. You're not gonna convince me that it's not the best face brush that we have tried so far. Okay, this one is really good. I'm doing this ginormous one. This one is the ES1. I'm gonna use my Anastasia Beverly Hills Smooth Blur Bronzer in Beach Bum Bronze. I have not used this, not one time. I just dipped the brush in there. And let's see. We gotta get rid of the 43 head. As for the brush, It's good. Like, it's fine. It's fine. Not, you know, anything extraordinary. I think it did its job. I think maybe I put way too much freaking bronzer on. I think I'm gonna just try using that because this brush is so like a lot. It's like a very fluffy, like lightly packed brush. So I feel like that might be okay. This one is the SP6. I'm pretty picky about my nose contour brushes. So this, if this goes well, that's like a huge deal. I'm just gonna say that. I think that's fine. Okay. Okay, we're back on track. We're feeling okay. We're doing okay. I'm gonna use this. I'm definitely gonna use this. This is the most aggressive blush ever. I'm gonna use this Fenty Beauty Daiquiri Dip Fenty Cheek Suede Powder Blush. Because this is such an aggressive blush, I think this one might apply it a little too heavily. So I think I'm gonna do this one instead. This one's more of like an angled brush, whereas this one is more of like a rounded type of situation. This is the SP2. I have to say, I don't love the dark bristles. I prefer something that's just a little bit lighter, just so I know like that's dirty. Like this we used, is that dirty? I don't know. You do a light application, you should be okay, even if it's like a more intense color. Like, I think that's okay. This brush is nothing spectacular, nothing out of this world, but like it does do what I'm using it for, right? It puts the blush down, and I don't actually feel like I over applied. Like, you guys know, like, I'm not the blush blindness type of it. This one is the Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow Seeker highlighter. We're just gonna go with this, which is the SP4. It kind of looks like the one I used to contour my nose, but bigger. This one has like, it's like pushed forward. I don't know if you can see that. That's kind of cool, actually. I don't think I've ever seen a brush like this. I'm not obsessed. I don't love it. I'm not like living, breathing, dying. Like, it's fine. I feel like my other highlighting brushes do exactly that. And even though it does have a cool shape, I don't know that the shape really helps it when it comes like specifically to highlighting. I have to highlight my nose. And this is the only brush small enough. But this one is kind of hard. Like, this doesn't feel soft at all. This feels very rough. And I don't know about that for my nose, you know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm gonna try it because like, what choice do I have? What choice do I have? So this one is the ES7. Yeah, I mean, normally I would never use this kind of brush for this. I'm gonna come back with everything else completed, and we're gonna discuss. We're gonna discuss what I think, because I have thoughts. I do. Okay, guys, so everything is done now. I know this is what you're really looking at right now. I know it is, because it's all I can look at the viewfinder, okay? So first, I just wanna go over the brushes that I didn't use, which are actually not that many. I'm pretty proud of myself. The ones I didn't use are the EX2, which looks like this. I do think this would be good for blush if my blush was not such an aggressive color. And I also didn't use the ES3, which kind of looks like this. These two are actually like not that different. This one's just a little bit flatter up top, and then this one's a little bit more rounded. This one would also be really good for a blush. This one is the SP1, which I feel would be good for foundation. Let me compare this to the one that I actually used for foundation. So you can see the one that I used is the ES2, and then this one is the SP1. So the SP1 has longer bristles, and I also feel like it's not as densely packed as the one that I use. And then of course, the one that I use does have this double-sided feature that this one does not have. I also didn't use the SP3. To be honest, I don't see myself ever using this brush. I think it would work for contour. I don't think anything else really would make sense to use this for, but I kind of feel it's packed a little bit too tight for contour. I think it's gonna give you like a stripe. So I don't know if I'm gonna end up using this one or not. Then the last face brush that I didn't use is this one, which is probably one of my favorites, I think. This is the EX3, and this is what it looks like. I feel like this could be used for so many things. I think this would be really good for blush, really good for contour, highlight even. I think it could be used for just an abundance of things. And this is probably one that I'm excited to use, I guess, my next go around. And then the only eye brush I didn't use is this one, which is the SP7, which is honestly a really cute brush. I would totally use a brush like this. I feel like this would be really good for outer V or like really detailed work. Now let's discuss the brushes that I did use. So let's start with the face brushes, just like I already did. The first brush that I used is, of course, the foundation brush. So this is the ES2. I thought it was fine. I didn't love it. I won't probably use it much. I feel like it applied the foundation fine. I don't think it did anything that the Beauty Blender doesn't do. I actually feel like the Beauty Blender leaves a much more blended and like seamless finish, and maybe even works a little bit quicker. I use this brush for concealer. This one is the EX4. I liked it like for a concealer brush, but again, I just still prefer the Beauty Blender over that. I didn't like the way that this applied the powder pretty much at all, but I did like how it applied the concealer. I just feel like, again, the Beauty Blender leaves a much more seamless and easy finish, and it's just so quick. And I just think it blends out concealer and pretty much everything in general a lot better. This brush I freaking love. I love this brush. This is the EX1. I use this for my contour. I just feel like it contoured my face in the most easy, seamless, like beautiful way. I loved this so much. I think it is such a cool fan brush because it's so thick. You guys can see it's so freaking thick. It applied my contour like exactly where I wanted it to be without letting it get all messy and just like go all over the place. But at the same time, it was blended and it was seamless and it didn't look just like a harsh line. So I am a fan. Then I used this bronzer brush. This one is the ES1. I liked this one. I feel like it bronzed me. I mean, it did what it's supposed to do, or at least what I was using it for, but it's not special to me. It's just like a brush. I also feel the same way about this one. This is the SP2. I use this one for my blush. Again, this is kind of like a run-of-the-mill brush that you would find in any brush company. This is not really a special kind of brush. The last brush that I used on my face was this one for highlighting. This is the SP4. I didn't love this. I feel like the shape of it is so freaking cool. And I thought it was going to be just like the greatest highlighting brush of all time. I feel like it applied my highlighter, but like I have plenty of brushes that do exactly the same thing as this. And I don't know, was that shape really necessary? This is the ES7. I forgot I used this to highlight my nose and my Cupid's bow. It's just an angled brush with a spoolie. Like, I don't know how special we were trying to get here, but I will say it's very densely packed and it kind of is scratchy. This one is not soft at all. Like most of the brushes, I would say pretty much all of the brushes that I've already spoken about and that I'm going to speak about are soft, but this is just not one of them. It's hard, kind of scratchy, and I don't know if it's because of the shape or what the situation is, but it's not my favorite. It's just an angled brush also. Like at the end of the day, if these were sold separately, I would have never picked this up. I would have never picked up the other angled brush either. I don't care about angled brushes like that. I don't really use them that often. Now for the eye brushes. This brush is another one of my favorites of the day. This is the SP5. This is what I use to blend out my eyeshadow primer. It was so fast, so easy, and it just blended everything out just so well that I absolutely love this, and I'm going to continue to use this pretty much every single time I do my makeup because it was just so good. I also use this brush. This is the EX5. This one might be a little bit too big for my liking. I mean, I will continue to use it. It's just not one that I'm going to use like every single day. This is the ES4. I like this one definitely better than the other one, the previous one I just talked about. It's a little bit more tapered and then pinched, and I think that really helps get a really good like focus in the crease or in the outer V or wherever it is that you're putting your product. And I like this one a lot. I use this brush for my lid color. This is the ES5. I did really like this. I mean, it's a shader brush, so I'm not going to say like, this is so necessary. You have to, it's just a flat shader brush. Like every single company has one of these, but I did like it. I'm not going to lie to you. Like, I think it applied the eyeshadow beautifully. I love this brush and I kind of want another one. I just think this is so good. This is the EX6. This is what I used for the black in my outer V. This is actually one of the ones that kind of sold me on these brushes. I felt like I have never seen a shape like this before. It's so precise and so cute. I think this would be really good for a nose contour. I think this would be kind of okay for like an inner corner highlight, maybe under the lash line. I think there's so many things you can do with a brush like this. And that's why I want more. But obviously they only come in sets as of right now. And I'm not going to buy a whole set just for the run. But this is probably, I think this is my favorite brush of the entire video. This is the brush that I used to do my lower lash line. This is the ES6. I love this. It's definitely bigger than I usually go for my lower lash line. I think I usually just use like a regular pencil brush, but this is a little bit fatter than that. And for some reason, it just smokes everything out just beautifully, like so good and so easy, so seamlessly. It was like one swipe, done, one color, done, easy, smoked out. I don't think that you can get like a very natural lower lash line with this, I will say that. But I do really think if you like a smoky lower lash line like I do, I think this one is one that you will enjoy. I used this as my inner corner highlight brush. This is the EX7. It's just like, it's a cute little angled brush. I don't care that much about angled brushes. That's just how I feel. And I would never normally use an angled brush to make an inner corner highlight. I just don't think that's the right use for that, but that was really my only choice. So that's what that was. I forgot about this one when I was talking about face brushes, so we're gonna talk about it now. This is the SP6. This is the one I used for my nose contour. This was another one that I thought was like really special, like the shape of this. I don't have any brush that looks like this really. And I thought for that reason it was gonna be so cool, so special, so out of the box. But I don't know what else I could use it for besides a nose contour. And like I said, I have other brushes that can contour my nose pretty much exactly the same. So I'm not as excited about this one. All right, so that was the rundown of all of the brushes. I'm so out of breath right now. Do you agree with how I used the brushes? I know they're obviously intended for specific things, but anytime that I get a brush, face brush, eye brush, whatever kind of brush, I'm always just gonna use it for whatever I wanna use it for. They work, they do what they're supposed to do, but worth the price, worth going out if you already have brushes that work for you? I'm gonna say no. But like I said, let me know in the comments what you guys thought. But that is it for this video. Thank you guys so much for watching. I really hope you guys enjoyed it. Please don't forget to give it a thumbs up if you did like it. Don't forget to subscribe if you're not already. Don't forget to follow me on Instagram. I post every single day over there. And that's all I have to say. So I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye. Let me do my brows because I don't use a brush for that anyways. I just use a brown pen.